Where the hell is my coffee? Ugh. I think I left it in the office. All right. Well, good morning. How is everybody? Hopefully you're doing okay. I need to move my computer monitor over here so people can see. Yesterday I forgot to give my daughter a shout out. She was watching yesterday. She goes, I was hoping I could get a shout out. Well, now you go. The lovely Casey Kelly joining us today. Hello, lovely. By the way, right there. I didn't vote today because I can't do it during the show, but I did vote earlier, and I thought I would wear my sticker today to remind you fools to go vote. No excuse for not voting. I don't care. I really don't care. It took 6 minutes.
I got a hot take on that.
Okay.
That's what I was doing.
All right. Oh, gosh. Uh-oh. I got to hit the record button here. Okay. I'm ready. You ready?
Ready.
Ooh!
Now, back to the Wake Up Call with Phil Quinn. Brought to you by Phillips Drugs on Richmond's Classic Hits, 1017 The Point.
6:45 on your wake-up call. It is 39 degrees. Some light rain out there earlier today. Is it raining now, Jeff?
It's kind of sprinkling.
A little sprinkle?
Not bad.
All right, very good. Polls are open. We'll talk about elections here with Jeff Lane. Election day is upon us. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, we're also on Facebook Live. So yesterday I'm eating at Sheba's with Ben, and Marty and Beth Vanderberg came up to me and said, I just love it. I just love when you go Facebook Live. I get all of my headlines and I can watch it live. I can watch it at 7:15. I can watch it in the evening, whenever. This is how she gets her news.
Really?
How crazy is that?
That's awesome.
It is. Insert sponsor here. Hello. I mean, keep me in the manner in which I'm accustomed. All right.
Oh my.
All right. So what we got? Election day.
All right. Yeah. Polls opening a little less than an hour ago in Indiana, and a little less than 15 minutes ago in Ohio. Early voting, actually absentee voting technically, but what most people call early voting numbers, extremely low in Wayne County. In fact, the lowest they've been since vote centers opened back in 2007. Only 1,940 ballots cast.
Do you think we should get rid of this? Are we to that point where we should rethink early voting? Maybe make it 3 days instead of a full week and 2 Saturdays?
I think modify. I don't think necessarily get rid of.
I agree. I think it's time to modify it.
Because, I mean, it's not cheap to keep those vote centers open.
Yep.
And when you're serving 1,940 people.
Yeah.
I mean, that.
Yeah.
You know,
That's not worth it. You know, it's kind of one of those things. We've been talking about this a lot, which is there's probably some voter apathy. There's probably think that there's no reason to go register to vote because it's not a presidential election. And there's a whole lot of people that are so upset about the presidential election. They're paralyzed. They just can't do anything but sit in front of cable news and watch that. And your local election matters, man.
It does.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Lots of other stuff going on, too. Let's talk about Richmond Common Council last night. They had a short meeting.
Yeah.
But in that meeting, they did pass the salary ordinance that involved AFSCME workers, a raise for those folks. And that involved street, sanitation, parks department. A few members did oppose it. In fact, it was a 6-3 vote. Some who did it over disagreements with the structures of the city's new Department of Code Enforcement.
Right.
Which some feel is overfunded.
Yes, and I always tell people, optics are what they are. If you vote against the salary ordinance, oftentimes you look like you're voting against unions. Is that the position that you want to take? And you know, anyway, after today, there's a whole lot of people on council that are going to just look at the end of the road and go, all right, I just got like 2 more meetings or 3 more meetings and I could be out of here. So that's for Bruce and Misty. And it's not that it's bad. It's just I felt the same way. It was like, oh, thank God we got an election over with, and now it's just we've got the budget approved. Let's just start signing away whatever.
Right. Let's see. Selassie Ward is back in the Whitewater Valley. He was booked into the Wayne County Jail yesterday. You may know him better by his rapper name, One Way Frank.
Oh, yeah.
8.4 million YouTube views is what one of his videos has. He's in the Wayne County Jail, booked in there yesterday, being held for Union County. He's accused of breaking into multiple cars at Whitewater Memorial State Park earlier this year. And if you're going to ask what he was doing around here, my answer is I have no idea.
Yeah, that's where you want to find out more about who his connections were. You don't live in L.A. or California, whatever. You don't live there and just stop by and break into cars. There's got to be connections.
Yeah.
And that's,
Yeah, I think so. Trying to get some more details on what turned out to be a very scary incident near the Wayne-Henry County line yesterday morning on US 40. A well-known family had their home broken into by a man who bound the occupants at gunpoint, took their money, took their guns. No serious injuries were reported in that one.
Whoa.
Yeah. And this shows you the power of fentanyl. Fentanyl was recovered during a Fayette County drug bust yesterday, and it was enough fentanyl to kill more than half the population of Connersville. And I'm not just throwing that out there. I literally mean more than half the population of Connersville could have been killed by this amount of fentanyl. Now, obviously, most of Connersville are not going to be using fentanyl, but
Right.
If they were, it had the power to kill nearly 8,000 adults. 8,000 adults.
And where'd they catch this?
It was a 58-year-old lady. Penny Robinson is her name. They took her and the fentanyl into custody at a home on Boulevard Place, wherever Boulevard Place is in Connersville.
Whoa.
Yeah, crazy. And let's see, one more quick update. This one's not so pleasant. That Ohio Highway Patrol trooper who had allegedly groped some women that he pulled over. He was supposed to go on trial next week. Now there are even more accusers. A new arraignment yesterday. 2 more alleged victims coming forward. That brings the total now to 7, including one who is underage. So he faces life in prison.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, me too.
So we talked about just before we got on air to our friends that are on Facebook Live, really no excuse for not voting. I mean, there just isn't. I don't care if you've had, family trauma or it took 6 minutes to go vote.
Yeah.
And you had 2 Saturdays, a full week, and you could have gone starting mid-October to the courthouse. You can make an excuse that there's an emergency. You waited till today and there's an emergency and then you didn't get to vote. But then you simply are out of being able to complain about something and get me to respect that in any way, shape, or form. So our question of the day is not if you're going to go vote. Did you vote early or are you voting today? 2 options. There you go.
I'm doing today.
Yeah.
Because it's super easy. I have to drive right past my polling place to get home. I have no options. I have to drive past it.
So
there's no reason for me to go out of my way to vote early. It counts just the same.
Yeah.
So I'm doing it today.
Now, this is your hard take. You said, I've got a hard take on this. It's the early voting, right?
No, it's not that.
Oh.
You always hear people say today, and I think I did this same take last year, but I'm going to do it again.
Okay. I don't remember it, so go.
You always hear people say, it doesn't matter who you vote for, just go vote. Or
No, that's not true. You're right.
a lot of people do say that, and I guess that's true to a point, but I don't want people voting just for the sake of voting. If you don't know who you're voting for and why, don't vote.
Oh,
don't do it.
okay.
I'd rather have a few thousand informed people cast ballots than tens of thousands of people go in there and go eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Okay, I'll go with you on that. So I go back to I wish more people were informed before they went to polls and voted. I would rather you vote for the person than for the party. I really care less about towing a line and more about how a person is as an individual. So that's kind of my take on it. I don't have a lot of sympathy for people that are going to still be on social media or whatever and complain about it, but then didn't go vote. I mean, I think I'd like to ask every person that I hear start complaining about bike paths or the fact that the more bike paths are going in, whichever side of the article or side of that issue you're on, or council budget or trash pickup, before you complain about all that, I'd like to ask, did you vote? And if the answer is yes, then okay, then I'll let you rant for a little bit. But other than that, I gotta go. Okay, so the places to vote: First English, Coleman Center. Then there's Mount Olive Baptist Church, Golay Center.
First Baptist.
First Baptist. Is Fountain City?
No.
That's true. Okay. All right.
No. 4 in Richmond,
right.
and then the Golay Center.
Last thing. Hallelujah! The shopping cart has been picked up. I'm so happy. Thank you, Patty, for pointing it out for us on Facebook Live. Yeah, so Dutch Dalton sent me a message yesterday. He goes, hey, check this out. And somebody had picked up the cart. Maybe it was him. I think it was him. But how great is that? And they had some other pictures of shopping carts they were taking back. I wish people would pick up their shopping carts and take it back. You don't have this problem at Aldi because they have a 25-cent return. You don't have this problem at Meijer. And I don't know why necessarily, but you don't see a lot of Meijer carts just laying around in the middle of the road. And so this is a Needler's, get your act together. A Walmart, really get your act together. Kroger's, you ain't pretty. And any of the other ones, like the Dollar Generals or the CVS's or that sort of stuff. Come on, man. These carts are expensive. You want to keep an eye on them, right?
I feel you.
Yeah. Plus, people use them as grills. They'll flip it over and start cooking hamburgers on it. Strollers. I mean, it's just not a good thing.
I never thought of the grill thing, but that's really not the worst idea.
Well, you're not MacGyver. You could go buy a grill. I mean, they're not all that expensive. So, anyway, thank God whoever picked it up. And Dutch, I appreciate you pointing it out. And if you did it, I'll buy you a bourbon next time I see you. All right. Are we done with this? All right, we're out of here.
Indiana owned, Indiana proud.
Indiana Oxygen. You've got issues. I've got issues. Yeah. Yeah, look, Michael Ryan's like, grill, genius. Stop it, Michael. Daggum you. All right, guys, have a good one. Go vote. Please vote. Vote twice. Hell, I don't care.